Nothing really to see here. Just a grown man wearing cat ears to promote Catter Day, March 28th, 2020. Y'all ready for some fitness? Let's go. Let's hop right into our warm-up. So today's warm-up starts with Tabata intervals of 3 different types of hops. Right? We're going to do each one 4 times. I think we'll a total of 6 minutes here to start our warm-up. All right. Our first hop is simply a hop onto a low object going forward and back. So it gives you a thick textbook. Put it on the floor. I hop forward and back. 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off, 4 rounds. If you don't feel comfortable hopping onto an object, you can simply just hop in place. Our next set is going to be lateral hops. So I can have on and off the object side to side, or I could simply hop over an object if you don't feel comfortable landing on it. All right, once again, 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off for 4 rounds. Our last hop is a single leg hop, right? You're gonna pick one leg to do for each round. So I'm here, I'll start with my left leg, hop on and off. And once again, if you don't feel comfortable there, I can just hop in place on one leg. On the next round, I'll go to my other leg. All right, so we have forward and back hops for 4 rounds. We have lateral hops for 4 rounds. And we have single leg hops for 4 rounds, alternating legs every round. Following your hops, we're gonna roll into a 4-round warm-up on the floor here. All right, our first movement is a 10-second crow pose. All right, crow pose is great for finding balance within your hands, okay? Especially if you're working towards trying to get handstand walks, okay? So my crow pose, how I get set up here is I put my hands on the floor. I think about trying to grab the floor, right? So I'm actually balancing through my fingertips, right? There's a lot of points of contact here, not just the middle of my hand, which is just one point, right? So I'm thinking about grabbing the floor. So how I get set up here is I like to think about stacking my knee on top of my tricep. So I'm going to create like a shelf here. All right, so I'm here, I create a shelf, and I'm gripping that floor. All right, now if you don't feel comfortable or have the ability to do that, you can use one of your feet as like a kickstand here. So I come up, I have one foot on the floor, and you kind of just slowly hop off that foot and try to find the balance there in your hands. All right. Our next movement is going to be shoulder taps from a bear crawl. We're going to do 10 of those. So I'm here, I do my bear crawl, and as I step forward, I'm going to touch my shoulders. For my bear crawl, I'm keeping my legs as straight as possible, stacking my hips over my head. Our next movement, we're going to go to our back. We're going to do a 10-second dead bug hold, right? This is simply like a scaled down version of our hollow hold. So what you're going to think about doing is you're going to bring your knees towards your chest, and now I'm going to reach towards my heels. Boom. So my shoulders are off the floor. The only thing that should be touching the floor right now is my lower back. I hold that for 10 seconds. And then lastly, while we're down here on the floor, we're going to do 5 bird dogs each side. So I'm on all fours. I touch my elbow to opposite knee. Then I reach, stretch, squeeze, keep my head neutral. 5 times each side. And we're doing those 4 movements, 4 rounds through. So we're starting those Tabata hops and then rolling right into that 4-round warm-up. We have a pump-tastic workout for you guys today. Every 4 minutes for 5 rounds, you're going to do a 200-meter run or 40 mountain climbers each leg. You're going to do a handstand walk, which we'll go over the options in just a moment. You're going to do 10 to 20 push-ups and then finish with another 200-meter run or 40 mountain climbers each leg. The goal here is to keep the intensity relatively high, so you do want to have some rest built into each of these little windows. Okay, so make sure you pick your handstand walk scaling option and push-up scaling option appropriately so that you're not just rolling from one round right into the other. All right, so now we're going to get into our handstand walk options. Let's go. We're going to go over some handstand walk options for this workout. If you're outside, you could do a handstand walk. We're looking at, we'll say 10 to 25 feet depending on your current ability level. You can also do a 25-foot bear crawl, right? Remember, as we did in the warm-up, your hips are stacked over your head, and you're keeping that weight over top of your hands as much as possible. If you're working inside, you have a handful of options here. You can do 1 to 2 wall walks. So my wall walk, chest to the floor. I'm walking my feet up the wall, trying to get my chest to the wall or as close as possible, and then walking back down. So you can do 1 to 2 of those. You can also walk up once and do 10 shoulder taps as your handstand walk option. So I'm here. I walk up and I do my 10 shoulder taps. Those shoulder taps can also be done from a pike on a chair or the floor, right? So I can walk myself into that pike position, so hips over my head, and then I can do my shoulder taps from there. Or I could do it from the floor. Or a really simple option is to do an inchworm or a walkout, right? So I walk my hands out, walk my hands back, out, back. And those are your handstand walk options for the workout. Right. Let's flow. 3, 2, 1, go. I'm choosing to stay inside, so I'm going to do 40 mountain climbers each leg. Following that, you're going to do your handstand walk option. I'm choosing to do 5 walkouts. Now you're going to do your 10 to 20 push-ups. Remember, it's okay to do these from your knee as well. After that, I'm rolling right back into my 40 mountain climbers. And then I rest. At the 4-minute mark, I do it again, and then again and again until I've done 5 rounds. You guys are gonna get a super pump from this workout. All right, we're stacking pump on top of pump on top of pump today. All right, your pump accessory starts with 5 sets of 10 floor press, 10 bent over rows. We're doing this at a tempo. Prescribed tempo is 2 seconds down, 1 second hold at the top. However, if you're using a relatively light weight, you can challenge yourself and get that super duper pump with a bit slower tempo. You may also choose to do a dual arm version for this or a single arm, which I'll go over for both movements. All right, so our floor press, dual arm, odd object, my backpack, or if you have a barbell handy, you can use that. Weights up, controlled descent. 1, 2, maybe even slower. Explode, hold the top. Control. Explode. My single arm option, dumbbell or kettlebell, same idea. Control descent. Explode, hold the top. After 10 reps there, I'm going to my bent over row. Dual arm option, backpack or barbell, hinge at my hip, flat back, neutral head, squeeze to the top, control descent. Squeeze to the top, control descent. Single arm option. I like to stagger my stance for this, right? I can even post up on the other knee, flat back, neutral head, squeeze to the top, control descent. Squeeze to the top, control descent. All right, you're gonna go 5 sets, 10, 10, back and forth. And just when you think you've had enough pump, you're completely wrong, right? The next we're doing is 3 to 5 sets of 20 bench or chair dips, all right? So I have my bench or my chair, I'm dipping 20 times. I also like the option, if you have it, if you're fancy and you have 2 chairs in your house, do it between the chairs. And then we're moving on to 20 curls. You can curl anything. I can curl my backpack. I can curl my kettlebell with 1 or 2 arms. If you had your baby handy, you can curl your baby. All right? It doesn't matter. We're here to pump 3 to 5 sets, but why do 3 sets? Do 5 sets. 20 dips, 20 curls, and then you're officially at the peak of your pump. Great job today. Make sure you guys go do your mirror selfies, flex on your roommates or your imaginary roommates, or do your FaceTime calls. It doesn't matter, right? Flex on somebody. Let's go. All right, you're back from your mirror selfies. It's time to mobilize. All right, we're gonna start today with a 2-minute child's pose. We're gonna do with bent arms today, right? So child's pose, I sit back on my heels, my arms are out, but now today we're gonna reach those hands back to our upper back. And we're holding that for 2 minutes. Following that, we're gonna go into our scorpion or twisted cross pose. I'm here, arms out. I'm gonna think about pinning my shoulders to the floor, and I'm pushing over, a nice stretch in the front of my shoulder, my pec. You're gonna hold each side for 1 minute. And then following that, we're gonna finish with 1 minute downward dog. All right, so I'm here, keeping my legs as straight as possible. I'm pushing my weight back. So it's actually an active pose. I'm not just hanging out here. I'm actually physically pushing myself back. And really focus on trying to get a stretch here in your calves. We did a lot of hopping at the beginning today. In the workout, you did running or mountain climbers. So really focus on a little calf love here. All right. How's my tail look? Good? All right. So 1 minute there. And that's it for your mobilization today. All right. Thanks for tolerating an adult, dressed as a cat, and potentially taking that cat's workout advice. Good luck with your workout, with your pump today. If you do take those mirror selfies or any part of your workout and you post them to the Instagrams, don't forget to @ForwardsByZeus, @CrossFit Queens, @FlexFit, @TheFitHub NYC. We got lots of hashtags. Hashtag Catter Day. Hashtag Social Distance Pump. Hashtag Lean Mean Quarantine. All right, let's get after it. I'll see you all tomorrow. Cat out.